All right. Let's see. We should have people going here. I just use Oryx instead. My trading view. I stopped paying for it. It was a waste of money. But now they stopped letting me even do most of what I, look at the charts I want to look at. Odd. All right.
I'm going to close my door.
Yeah. All right, we got 2 people watching. Huge crowd, the big show.
Everybody's saving up for Friday.
Hope our man Ty is on. How's this mic sound? Everybody sound good? Everybody sounds good?
Yep.
Who do we got here?
Check.
Yep. All right. All right, let's do this. Crypto chat. All right, Crypto Chat Live. I'm Joe. There's Sean in the middle and Keith.
And I'm Keith.
We are the Wizards and the big show. CDM is here. Yeah, sad news with the sell-off. Yeah, yesterday was World Bitcoin Day, and what better thing to happen than a sharp sell-off on World Bitcoin Day? Some can make it a conspiracy theory that it was because El Salvador started, officially had Bitcoin as a currency. 330 billion wiped off the markets, the biggest drop since May. Dipped around 46. What are we around? We're still around 46. I think the lowest it was 44. Markets overall dropped about 8%, except for Solana. They kind of mysteriously have been untouched. Theta was the biggest loser. They lost about 31%. That might be a good time to jump into Theta. Yeah, good one to jump into. But there seemed to be a little bit more volume when it dropped than before. So, any wisdom, guys? It happened. The big drop. They lost soul. CDM says.
And they lost a lot of money.
Yeah, there's money. They got a lot of people taken out. And that's the snowball effect of selling like that, right? As people who are margined or have their stop losses programmed in, which is snowballing. I think there was one large trade, a large sell all at once, about $40 million. They said there was some coordinated activity amongst an institutional investor on several different exchanges, totaling something around 150 million US total. But one in particular, just $40 million at once on the Cyprus exchange. So it looked like there was some coordinated institutional selling. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be sorry, but I guess they got the profits from when it was 1,000 or something.
Yeah, a lot of people got liquidated. They thought the market was headed up, and they started playing with money, gambling away.
Well, it did go up a good long way, right? I think we're all really jaded when it comes to these crypto moves. But when you kind of pull back and put it into perspective, it moved, Bitcoin specifically moved 20%, in a little more than 24-hour period. It would be the equivalent of the Dow falling 7,000 points in a day. It just doesn't seem possible, right? It sounds absolutely ludicrous, but it's just a fast hand market. Yeah. It's a gunslinger's world.
And think of to that point, if you go to the Fear and Greed Index, 48 hours ago, we were at 81.
Yep.
Today, we're at 47. The bipolar markets of the crypto world. Yeah,
that's exactly it, man. That's a really good chart because that's all that it is, right? It's just, don't talk to me about technicals. Don't talk to me, about fundamentals. That's all just trading on. That's all algo trading, right? That's all that is.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, and this is typical of a commodities market. A lot of, any kind of futures, oil futures or soybean futures, all these things, they move drastically in short periods of time. So that's how people make money. You don't make money when there's no volatility. If the prices move.
There's a lot of people making money off this, knowing when to sell and pick it up.
Yep.
And really, I mean, you manipulate the news on it. You really can manipulate the market.
Mm-hmm.
7,000 points in 48 hours.
That's a lot of money.
And also, too, I mean, right, Joe, it's a true global marketplace. You know, you have money coming in from all over the planet and God knows where. So it's truly like a global play. So there's a lot of money sloshing around out there.
Mm-hmm.
Willie Woo, yesterday, he looked into it and he claims it was, he commented on Twitter and said,
there you go.
Margin borrowers and open interest may be to blame. Everybody got a little excited and just thought it was going to 100,000. Played around too soon.
That's the margin, right? That's the snowball effect. You borrowed and then you get your collateral called and you got to sell, and that just takes out more people down the chain. So
yeah,
that happens in a bubble.
Let's see. Get our crowd going.
But, you know, by most metrics, Sean, you know, that 20% threshold for not even a correction, but like a full-on bear, right? Now it will be interesting if you took out 20%. You know, it'll be curious to see. And I think, Joe, I don't know if you have the up to the minute tick on Bitcoin, but it feels like we bounced off that 42 low. And started to put in a little bit of a bottom. I mean, again,
with my
for 5 minutes.
With my untechnical TA, I mean, if you looked at it, it was supposed to bounce around 46, and it's kind of stayed. I think it went to the lowest of 44.
Yeah,
so it was around that area. But if you kind of played around with the technical analysis rules, it was going to fall to like 46.
Yeah, but that's pretty flat. Definitely forming a base.
Yeah, it looks like it's kind of forming a new base. Hopefully it doesn't drop again. I mean, look at that volume down here.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yep.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah. Let's go into this. I find this story interesting. Coinbase stock plunges following SEC lawsuit threats. You know, out of all of the exchanges, Coinbase is the most mainstream, and I would think that they have a very good relationship with the SEC, being publicly traded and everything. I almost think this is like planned or not, like serious. Like, you really think the SEC didn't know, or I don't know.
Coinbase claims that they have no idea why the SEC thinks that this is a regulated product or a security. It's interesting, and the SEC just said, "We're going to sue you. We're not telling you why." So that's kind of it's kind of interesting too. Wonder if maybe this is some trolling, if nothing else. As they realize it's just spiraling out of their control, and they're trying to establish, rule making by litigation, right? It's
legislation through court system.
Yeah.
And we've heard that. I mean, Sean and I have heard that through, legal counsel, that, there are these directives that came through that basically just said, look at anything with the word crypto in it and put out as many actions as you can. We're going to shake as many bushes as we can to see what falls out. So, yeah, not really surprising.
Yeah. Although what is surprising is that this was a planned product, which has simply been delayed, and then the stock tanks. Like, what was that about? It's not like they shut any existing line of business down. This is something they were doing in like 3 weeks, and now they're doing it in 6 weeks. It's so whack.
It's Ripple 2.0.
I mean, the markets move off the news.
Yeah.
It's interesting with this one, especially. It's a lot of people that haven't traded before. I feel like are in a lot of the majority of this. Anything crypto is a lot of people haven't traded before. They get scared real quick and pull.
Yeah, nobody knows because it's so technical and there's so much detailed history on it, and people don't really understand. So yeah.
CDM says Coinbase failed us. It never recovered from its opening price. I've watched the live trading of Meet Kevin, and he also got high position.
Yeah. 258 right now. It's terrible. I have it on my stock watch, and it just stuck at 260. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's so sad. I had been eyeing it. I wanted to get in, and I couldn't get a buy in on the open, and it just ran away, and I wasn't going to chase it. And, like you, I was waiting for it to come back, but watching it come back, you just kind of watched it come back down to earth and then get stuck in the mud. Yeah. So I don't know.
I'm saying, the price is going to be so volatile because crypto is volatile and everything. This is probably one of the most stable stocks that I watch of all. It's hilarious.
Yep. They were expecting it to be a true proxy of, the crypto market, and not seeing it.
Funny.
Crazy. Let me go over to the El Salvador situation. So on National Bitcoin Day, El Salvador officially has Bitcoin as their national currency. And I think they bought the dip. The president said they bought the dips. Now they have about 500 Bitcoin. They're excited, but a lot of people there are kind of upset about it. Apparently, according to the, who knows who's doing these surveys, surveying the people, that most of the people want it repealed. I mean, it's a good thing for the country. This is a better currency than what El Salvador had originally.
Sure. I think it'd be interesting to hear directly from somebody there. If you could find some quotes or something. It's filtered. It would be really interesting to get a perspective of a native.
Joe, you should hop a flight down to El Salvador. You should work the streets. We should do a live shot from El Salvador.
Yes. Do it live from El Salvador.
We should do that. We should do Friday show live from El Salvador.
I love that. idea.
Bulletproof vest, right?
Giving out Bitcoins.
Joe hitting the Bitcoin ATM and then getting mugged.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. How funny would this? So so not to say you should do it, but let's say you stole the Bitcoin ATM. There's no Bitcoins in the ATM, but what do? You take the cash out, and what if you put the cash back in that you just got out? And it gave you Bitcoin, and you just kept on pulling the cash out and putting it back in.
I think they may have planned for that eventuality that happening, Joe.
That's interesting.
Just thinking, that's kind of brilliant. You steal the cash machine, it just keeps on giving you more and more money.
So I read today too that Hungary, I think it is
Ukraine.
Looking at Ukraine. Thank you. Is looking at legalizing. You got that one up ready. Damn, you're fast tonight, Joe. You're like quick draw McGraw. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, Ukraine, of course. And I feel like, what do you think? It's going to be on a fast path now. There's going to be a lot of smaller countries going this path. El Salvador is first, and I think everybody else is going to start jumping in. Why not?
Yeah. It's really sad that the United States can't figure this out, and we have such a whole, I don't even know what to call it, draconian legal system that can't deal with this. I don't know. Really disappointing.
Man.
We should get a Dynamo ATM, Sean. Let's make that happen. Let's make that happen.
Just to have it.
Yep.
ATMs are cheap to get.
We could totally make one of those.
Put it in a corner store.
Hardware store.
Let's see. What do we see?
Tape.
When U.S. government overregulates, we will have to set up entities to hold our assets in foreign lands.
I mean, that's what the rich people do already.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, totally.
We can't afford to go buy a bank in Grand Cayman, but people with $10 million can. And when they do that, they just keep all their money over there. Yeah, they're the only ones that can afford the lawyers and the accountants to figure it out. Regular people are stuck.
I think one of the theories, though, this market is going back and forth so much. It's not the guy buying $7 a day at Cardano. It's these big movers moving it in and out, getting the small guy out and picking up more Bitcoin. I mean, like I said, eToro and a lot of other exchanges don't have Bitcoin anymore. So that's how you control a new market. Keep on pushing that small guy out. They're buying and selling. You're buying it up. And then you have more bags than everybody else.
You just described the U.S. equity market too, right? I mean, there's no difference. But what small guy ever has a chance of influencing the market, right? It's
Yeah, but that's why you buy and hold it.
Yep.
Right. I mean, what's your choice? I hate to sound laissez-faire, but you're not going to like beat the system or change the system. So you gotta play the game, which is, don't get tapped out. Don't sell on emotion. They want you to.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta hold.
Mm-hmm.
Or play on 5 times and have the market.
There you go. There you go.
I know. I was looking at one of the exchange. I couldn't believe that they is it KuCoin or one of them? Somebody out there will know. Had it 10 times.
KuCoin has 10. Oh my god! Wow.
One of them, I think it was KuCoin. I was looking at the other day. It was like really
illegal.
Yeah.
Nobody has business doing 10 times leverage on a crypto. That's
just because they know they're going to win 9 times out of 10.
Of course. Yeah, they're going to take the other side of that trade and just wait till they get wiped out.
Mm-hmm. And that's where the theory, I know nobody can ever prove it, is that they manipulate it. They manipulate those markets to get those people out.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing that regulates them to stop them from doing that. So that's why I think DEX, DEXs are good, and in particular something like Pancake, right? Nobody can game the system because it's autonomous. So.
All right, let's. I want to go over to this. That you guys love your NFTs. Global interest in NFTs soars 426% in the last month.
That's a hell of a statistic.
Yeah.
And
that was the story headline.
I don't know. You could say, well, where's it going to go? I mean, with something like that, it can only go down. I mean, I don't know where these NFTs are going, but or understand the value, but it really can't end well. This is, I think there's going to be some wealth destruction going on.
Yeah, I feel like it's really inflated way too fast. This whole NFT market. Well, it's the first thing everybody found. Ooh, we found an active use. Everybody jump in.
Yeah.
Everybody's buying up, these, NFTs that look like it was made on Atari in 1984.
Most of them are programmatically generated. So they have, like, imagine Lego blocks, and they have a head and a body and arms and a feet and whatever, and then they just have a program that puts together 10,000 of them, and some of them come out looking really cool, and those are the ones that are the quote unquote rare ones that end up being sold for $150,000. That's how CryptoPunks happened. It was computer generated. It was not even like really artwork. I don't know. I think the problem is there's just too much money floating around. I heard on the radio today there was $2 trillion of home equity, of usable home equity, meaning that you could borrow 80% loan to value and still get that money out. $2 trillion of home equity, and people are accessing it too, right? People are borrowing to buy more stuff. Aside from all the stimulus and everything else, there's just so much money awash in the economy right now.
I'm physically trying to get my mind around liking it, and I still can't. Sheriff 1980, Marvel Comics has been converting key issues as NFTs, so now I can afford either the hard copy or the digital copy. LOL.
I know.
Rocking a hard place, Sheriff. Rocking a hard place. But that's what markets do, Joe, right? I mean, they have a tendency to overshoot, right, on the upside, and they tend to overshoot on the downside. Again, the NFT thing is way overbought. But then again, we saw a 20% correction in a day. So, yeah.
Earlier this year, NFT market crashed.
Right.
Right. I don't know, like, what are people gonna do with these very esoteric NFTs that have no real provenance or like intrinsic value other than what they paid for it, right? I mean, just a year from now, somebody smarter than me said a year from now, like 98% of these things are going to be worthless, and I agree. I don't think the long-standing value of these things.
Looking around the crypto market.
So do you think that's categorical of all the digital art, Sean, the NFT art? You don't necessarily think that has the same staying power or stickiness as traditional art market?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I think there will be some famous artists, right? There'll be the Jason Pollocks or the Banksies or whatever of NFT world, but that's strictly name recognition. And I would argue, Jason Pollock, probably hate me for saying this, but he was no particularly great artist, right? He poured some red paint on a tarp and drove a Jeep over it. It's interesting, but is it worth $10 million?
Right. Well,
but somebody paid something for that, right? So
it's worth what somebody will pay for it. Exactly.
Yeah, because he's a name and because anybody could have done that. He did it and he got famous doing it. And so that's why I would say some NFTs of people who are known will probably survive. But the majority of this stuff, I just can't see it.
Another headline: 100,000 worth of NFTs lost due to an OpenSea bug.
Yeah, saw this.
Yeah,
it's
gonna happen. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of bugs through a lot of this stuff. It's still very new technology.
Mm-hmm. This stuff is all centralized too, right? OpenSea is completely centralized. I don't know how they get around whatever regulation is on, auctions or marketplaces, or maybe they're registered somehow. I don't know, but definitely like in New York State, that stuff is licensed. There's all kinds of extra fees you have to pay.
I mean, are they they're considering themselves artwork, aren't they? A little bit more than artwork's not really regulated.
It's an auction house, right? I mean, it's third parties come in and list their stuff, and then other people come and buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up auction house. It's like eBay or whatever. So I don't know. I'd be interested. Maybe they're in Cyprus or something like that. They have to be regulated, but I haven't seen them.
Here, as we're talking right now, we're headed back down a little bit more of a dip, hitting into the 45 range.
Yep.
No volume down here. I don't know. I see a lot of people saying that too, and I start saying it, but it's a different volume compared to when you're looking at the charts in the stock market. It's going to be different levels. So, like, that volume looks different.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm trying to understand TA and crypto a little better, but trying to sip the Kool-Aid.
We need to get the crypto astrologist on here.
Yes.
Ethereum's up though. We get 3,500, so it's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, Ethereum's holding strong. Solana.
Yeah, just Bitcoin.
Cardano's 246. That whole incident with them everybody pulled back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's still high on this XRP thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope they get the discovery on that. I really want to see the SEC get egg on their face about that.
I think really that's the biggest thing. We want to see that happen. I don't know how much I believe in XRP. We're gonna get banned because I'm saying that. Because XRP
Thanks, Joe.
Like MLM marketers that
Yeah,
they're very crackheadish in their love for XRP.
Yeah, it's fanatical, but I don't know. The coin itself is not particularly interesting, but the fact that they stood up is pretty darn cool. I think that's a lot of people just take the line and do whatever, but they're taking it to the mat. You got to give them props for that. And it's good. I think they're going to win. I think it'll set a precedent if they want to try to legislate from the courts or legislate from the bench. That's this is a good one to do it with.
As we're talking here, Solana might hit 200 before the night's over.
Wow.
Mm.
Look at that. It's at 196 right now, moving strong. Well, everything else is bouncing around. That is crazy.
I may have to swap into some of that. Let me take a look.
Yeah.
Oh, he's FOMOing in. Sean is FOMOing in.
You saw it first here.
I'm going to read the white paper and download the source.
See, I would think, Sean, thinking of that, I would go with Algorand before I would go with them. You don't think Algorand kind of is going to follow Solana?
Yeah. Algorand. I talked to the developers there. They're pretty disorganized.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't really get a good vibe off their Discord group. Solana, I haven't chatted with them, so I'm gonna go hop into Discord and ask some hard questions.
That's good to know because I was trying to look at other NFT projects and I was like, Algorand might be a good option because it's at $2 right now.
Yeah,
you got a lot more profit on the upside.
Yeah, it's definitely got upside if they could get their act together, and it's mineable. So that was one of the reasons I was looking at it as an Ethereum alternative. I don't know.
Keith's writing it down. I gotta check this one out.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Let me look at this one.
Yeah, I hadn't followed Algorand at all. Solana, I watched.
The one I'm really disappointed with is Engine.
Yeah.
Out of all this, Engine still doesn't move. I had Engine for like 6 months, and I expected it just never popped.
Yeah.
And then through all this with this NFT craze and gaming.
Yeah, well, it's all about gaming, right? They're supposed to be enabling gaming, but they didn't really come up with anything yet. So
Yeah, but a lot of this stuff, you go off the FOMO of it, and you go, "Ooh, it's NFTs and gaming," and people just buy for the sake of buying. I mean,
but you know who is going to come up with something for gaming, Sean?
Sean,
I bet you do. Wait, that guy right there.
Yep. Oh, wrong direction.
That's right, Dynamo.
Yep.
Thank you, Dallas. Thank you. At least there's like one grown up in the room tonight.
Engine doesn't have Oh, that's why.
If you didn't say it, I was gonna say it, Dallas. Thank you.
There better be a Necro Keith in the game. What other, okay, Sean, to pick your brain then, what other NFT projects out there have you looked at besides Solana?
I mean, just Raven early on. Yeah. And then another one called Rito, which is a fork of Raven. And then none of the ones that I looked at early this year were very NFT focused. And I didn't really have any faith in NFTs when I was searching around sort of January, February timeframe. So that was not my primary interest. I was more interested in smart contracts. So I was looking at things like Decred and Algorand, Complex, all those guys. Yeah.
No, it's good to know that Algorand, because I was really close to looking at Algorand, and I think even Theta might be a good time to kind of look at that and see why that dropped so much.
Yeah, Theta is another one that I probably should go chat with the developers on. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. This is a new version of the show. We're just kind of chatting about different cryptos instead of these BS stories in the market that could be true or false. Global interest. I'm looking at other stories on here. Kind of a quiet day today with our gang out there. Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah, we got no pun.
I know.
So Sean, for Friday's show, we're gonna have what are we gonna be able to show for Friday's stream?
I'll push out a game client this evening that has the ability to create a wallet. I've already got that done. So it's the same sequence as the web wallet. Basically, you create some random. You click on a few buttons and move a slider around just to create some randomness. It generates your 12 recovery words. It then asks you to confirm that you've got your 12 recovery words written down correctly, and then it generates a wallet address for you. So the game client is a wallet, and then everything you do is paid into that wallet in mainnet Dynamo. So you will be just like the web wallet, but it's in the game client. So that's all done. It stores the private key encrypted, so you could take that file and move it to another computer if you want to share the wallet around on different computers. It'll just read that file, and the wallet will be available there. The game client also will natively support the swaps to the wrapped Dynamo. So there's a button in there that says, swap to Dynamo or swap to wrapped Dynamo. So you don't have to go out to the other web wallet or do the recovery. It's all in the client. So if you want to off-ramp or on-ramp Dynamo from wrapped Dynamo, you can do that. Otherwise, you could acquire it on Safe Trade and then send it in to your wallet in the game. Or you could even mine to the game client wallet if you want to. There's nothing stopping you.
Right.
So any one of the ways that you can acquire Dynamo, you can acquire it natively in the game client. And then what I'm going to push out tonight is the ability to purchase the starter characters using mainnet Dynamo. So that will be available this evening. It's all very ugly. There's it's just black and white text. There's no graphics or nice font or anything. It's all just very sort of wireframey kind of stuff, but it's demonstrating the core functionality.
Right.
You'll be able to buy. I have 3 characters already. You'll be able to buy one of each of them using the mainnet Dynamo. So for Friday, we can demonstrate all that live. Yep, and then we may have land available at that point as well, and I may have some of the combat done as well. So we're well on course to have a playable demo next week.
That's exciting. That really is exciting. Yeah, Friday will be a great show.
Yep. We got to figure out how to be able to stream. I got to look at.
Yeah.
I can use a virtual camera to replace what my USB camera does. Maybe I can do it with OBS or something.
Yep, you can, because then I could just do this, and I can give you control of the screen.
Yeah, right. And then you can stream my desktop, and we can demonstrate it. So we should probably do a. I wrote it down, and I had to run to the warehouse today. So I will maybe tomorrow we'll do a demo with the streaming.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Yeah.
Yep.
Other than that, or we can WebEx it and run it through here. But I like having everybody up on the screen over here.
Yeah. No, I think it's good. Yep.
So, good, guys. Any other questions? A fighter.
No, I just want to share. I want Dallas to open the 300 wallets.
Yes.
That'll boost the count nicely.
That's a lot of recovery words to remember.
A lot of writing down. And
so yeah, I have all the abilities written down on a notepad here too. We'll start to document it out. We should make a like a wiki of the different characters and stuff like that. That's something we can hire somebody to do. Make a nice sort of encyclopedia of all the different things, different characters and different abilities and different lands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a lot of meat on this thing that we can start to apply third-party labor to add value. The game is something that's really easy to hire people. It's not like
Yep, and also to keep it on the timeline to get it out.
I'm trying to get back, and I'm not hearing you. There you go.
Yep. How's that?
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Anyway, I feel like everybody's off again today, like yesterday or Monday.
Yeah. First day of school around the world.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Looking, even our crowd is quiet today. Bitcoin. Yeah, it's bouncing around 45, 46.
Yeah, but you want that, Joe, right? You want to see like that trading range, right? Candidly, that would be the best case. And then after it forms a base, just have it start to move back up. But you want that floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'm just not seeing people buying or selling down here. It's just
not much activity.
I mean, if you didn't get that consolidation, if you didn't get that base, then as soon as it start moving up, people would be saying, "Oh, it's just a dead cat bounce. It's going to turn. It's just reflex buying."
Yeah. When it was 29 and 30, we were saying the same thing, right?
Yep.
Today's a holiday too, right? Isn't it? It's a Jewish holiday today too. So
I feel like on holidays people buy more. They don't have anything to do. They sit and do this, right?
I don't know.
That's the new world on a 24-hour market.
This is one of the holidays they can't use machines or something, though. I don't know.
No.
If you're Orthodox.
I don't know. I can't find anything else. I think we're pretty much done today. I don't know anything else.
That's good. Short and sweet. It's just like the little appetizer for the Friday show, Joe.
That's right.
It's the warm-up. It's the pregame. This is like the tailgate for Friday.
We can do some advertising as well. We can maybe take out a couple banner ads on Thursday night or something to hype the show and do get a little bit bigger crowd.
All right. Sounds good. You guys have any other questions here? It sounds like we're going to be dipping out if nobody else is jumping in with us.
We did find a YouTube guy that does video promotion. It'll promote something about you can get, I don't know, several thousand views or something. off of Fiverr. So we're going to try that, I think, tomorrow as well. It's on my calendar to look at.
Okay.
So when I do the demo reel of this thing, we can probably do that and then hype the show off of that too. So a grand opening.
Cool. Get some eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
More eyeballs.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys.
All right.
I'll let you go enjoy your nights.
Yep.
You
Back to
do the
programming.
same.
Dallas, Sheriff,
Later,
Vincent.
Dynamo Nation.
CDM, later on. See you Friday.